Callings, Kenny Murphy drives. 4 minutes to post time. The Red Shores Super High Five comes up in race 5 and is back in race number 16, featuring the industry low 15% takeout.
Yeah, there you have it, the Super High Five, as Van said, coming up on race 5 and again on race number 16 tonight, that low 15% takeout in action here. We'll get to our Super High Fives with the Vance Cam coming up next. Don't be afraid to play the long shots tonight, because we just had one come in there in the last race with Ryan Drosh and Arthur Indlam at 34.90. And we're getting ready to pick up some of the action here. I think Ryan has a chance to go back-to-back here as well. We'll pick up some of the action here for you next on the 4th. Thanks for all the texts, and we appreciate that. The YouTube live stream should be back up and operational now. We had a couple of bumps here along the way, but looks like it's back up and rolling here for race number 4. We don't want you to miss any of the action. We have 2 horses out of this one. The 4 and the 9 have been scratched. There's a look at the 3. This is Apple Pie Moonshine. Love the name. Colin Murphy of Albany and Luke Burke of Dallaston. The owners. Luke is the trainer. Ryan DeRoche, as I said, picked up the win there in the last race. Gets back into action here tonight. Used a couple of times in post 5 in the last stakes action line. Finished 3rd, charted in 2 minutes 1/5. And then the start before that was chasing some hot fractions there. Finished out of the money, but charted in a dazzling 58-1. So it's not going to be a cakewalk from here, but I got a shot from post 3 tonight. The 6 will likely be cutting it, so we'll pick up that horse coming up here next. But there's a look at the 3, Apple Pie Moonshine, and DeRoche coming in at 5-2. Okay, so tracking along the action here in race number 4 tonight in Summerside. This is 2 Max, 1 Moon for Keith Legg, and they're coming in here tonight. Arnold is the co-owner and also is the owner, rather, and also the trainers. They get into action here tonight. Raised by Helmack Farms and Wayne McRae. So 2 Max is by Bet the Moon. Clever name. This guy can really bust the gate, so we could be calling the shots here. Could get that first lifetime victory tonight, and coming in here right now, good price, 4-1. All right, there's a look at the 8. We were looking for him. Now we found him. He was off track just for a couple of moments, and back on to action here now. Kenny Murphy doing the driving tonight for Tammy Collins and Myrtle Levy of Lose Route 204. And they got to work it from the outside here tonight as well. Not going to be easy from the 8 hole, but has some good charted miles. So we'll see if Murphy can work out a trip here and complete the triactor. But very tough from post 8 here. And 7-1 is the value on this guy right now. Countdown clock is in for race number 4. We're scratched down to a field of 7 here. They're lining in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. And back upstairs for the call, here's Vance Cameron.
Bugtown Nash, Redlands First Flame, Apple Pie Moonshine, Le'Veon Bell, 2 Max 1 Moon, Singer's Choice, He's a Sports Dream. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. Rough and pacing, Le'Veon Bell is the first one out. 2 Max 1 Moon to her outside, and traffic a little tight here into the turn. Up the rail, Bugtown Nash stacked them up here as they arrive at the 8th pole. Bugtown Nash, the long shot leader for Robbie Chappell. Second up the rail, Redlands First Flame. Then in third, Apple Pie Moonshine. Le'Veon Bell is gapped fourth. 2 Max 1 Moon on the outside fifth. Then in sixth, Singer's Choice, and the trailer, He's a Sports Dream. They're strung out off a quarter mile of 29 and 2. And Bugtown Nash is the fraction setter in here. Racing from second is Apple Pie Moonshine. Then the third one, Redlands First Flame. All alone in fourth is along the inside 2 Max 1 Moon. Le'Veon Bell is fifth. On the outside 6 is Singer's Choice. Trailing the field, He's a Sports Dream. At the midway point, Bugtown Nash is at the half. 58 and 1. So Robbie sits up in here with the long shot. That's Bugtown Nash taking him by the 5/8. Second is Apple Pie Moonshine. On the outside, 2 Max 1 Moon third. Dropping back fourth, Redland First Flame. Singer's Choice fifth. 3 wide coming out of the back. That is He's a Sports Dream. Now the trailer, Le'Veon Bell, the 3/4 in the books. In 1:29 flat, Bugtown Nash, but marching, and I mean marching on the outside. He's a Sports Dream. 3 high in between horses. That's 2 Max 1 Moon, and they're homeward bound now. 2 Max 1 Moon, the leader. He's a Sports Dream. Bugtown Nash at the rail. On the wire next, here is He's a Sports Dream to double up Kenny Murphy. Second is 2 Max 1 Moon. Apple Pie Moonshine third. 2-0, 1-1.
I just had the ticket in the wrong order there as we have a look at this stretch drive here tonight in the Universum Media Slow-Mo. 2 Max 1 Moon gets to the front here in deep stretch. Boy, a lot of hard work with Bugtown and Nash here. 25-1 odds here, putting in a great effort here tonight, Robbie Chappell. But there's the 8 flying on the outside. We said in the pre-race would not be easy. It wasn't. He had a long way to come here. Murphy had to tip him 3 high through the stretch, and he gets up to get it done here in 2-1-1. He's a Sports Dream. And Kenny Murphy for the double here tonight in Summerside, and we'll see them next in the Woodmere Standardbred Winner's Circle.
Here's one as we remember the late Robert Phillips as Kenny Murphy takes He's a Sports Dream into the winner's circle from tonight's fourth race. He's a Sports Dream, Bay Pacing Gelding 3 by Sports Writer off the Force of Life Dam, A Little Girl's Dream, owned by Myrtle Levy of Blues Route 204, bred by the late Robert Phillips, trained by Tammy Collins. Kenny Murphy has his second winner for the double. The colt pacing to a maiden record tonight of 2:01 and 1/5. He's a Sports Dream doubles up Kenny Murphy in the fourth.
This race replay is brought to you by Symes Horse Transport. Based in Nova Scotia and with over 20 years of experience, Chucky Symes would welcome the opportunity to transport your horses when you need them moved. Operating 2 rigs, Symes Horse Transport offers safe, feasible, and timely trucking in Canada and the U.S. Symes Horse Transport is a commercially covered horse carrier. They also buy and sell horses. To book a stall and to get a quote, call or text 902-664-7086 or email st.symes@gmail.com. Good luck racing.
Now the official results in the fourth: Bugtown Nash 5th, Redland First Flame 6th, Apple Pie Moonshine 3rd, Princess Royale was scratched, Le'Veon Bell finished 7th, 2 Max 1 Moon was 2nd, Singer's Choice 4th, He's a Sports Dream, the race winner. Whiskey Tip was scratched. Fractions went 29 and 2, 58 and 1, 129. The mile in 2:01 and 1. In review, it's 5-6-3, scratch 7-2, 4-1 scratched. He's a Sports Dream, paid $18.40. The Exactor $41.80, Triactor $66.80, and the Superfecta $17.98.
Okay, so coming up next, it's our first of Super High Fives on the program on this Tuesday night here in Summerside. And just before we get to that and we go back to the Atlantic Post Calls Paddock Cam with your picks, the Island Oceans Trot Series. Yeah, that's coming up, and we're pleased to present that. The first 3 legs of the series go for a purse of $6,500, followed by the final on Sunday, October 12th, for a purse of $15,000. And thank you to title sponsor Berkey by the Bay Stables for the continued support of harness racing here on Prince Edward Island. It'll be here before you know it. It's the Island Oceans Trot Series, sponsored by Berkey by the Bay Stables. Okay, so we're heading to the paddock here, and we'll pick up some of the horses as they make their way out to the track here. And there, a look at the selections: 2, 1, 8 on my sequence backstretch beat, 1, 9, and 2, and an 8, 2, 9 with the classifier's choice from the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. And we'll be along with the Super High 5 and the Vance cam next.
Timberley Lady on the Race 5 Post Parade, over Timberley Standardbreds of Alberton, Jacob Sweet trains and drives. 2 is Elmgrove Quest, owned by Norma Legier and Alan Jones. Alan does the training, driven by Brady Sweet. Dolly Sky, number 3, Kyle DeRoss trains and drives for owner Vance McMillan, West Cape. 4 is Stone Beach Lily, owned by Colin and Morgan Shepherd of Brackley. Morgan trains, Colin drives. Glenview Quintana, number 5, owned and trained by Adam Johnson of Upper Brookside, Nova Scotia, driven by Keith Legg. Rock the Baby 6, owned by Windermere Farms of Springvale, trained by Earl Watts, Paul Lancho. Sweet Sylvia, number 7, Kenny Murphy in the driver's seat for owner-trainer Sylvia Hall Andrews, Nanaimo, British Columbia. Stealing Bases wears number 8, owned by Jack Matheson of Charlottetown, trained by Jackie Matheson, David Dowling. 9, Canvas of Stars, owned by Mallory Davies of Majorville, New Brunswick, trained by Chris Davies, Corey McPherson. 3 minutes, 2 post time, and Lee, you and I are coming up with our selections in the first Super High 5 on this Tuesday night. We thank our friends at Results Marketing and Advertising and their continued presentation of the Vance Cam. And there's one thing I can say, Lee, Smitty didn't make it easy for me in here. I've been up and down this page, down and up the page. I landed on a horse right now. That's 999 on the board, and that's number 6, Rock the Baby. It's her second start. She may need one more, but I think she's good enough to get there. And if she does, wow, we're going to need the wheelbarrow to fill her all full of Redshores money in here. Well, I got the 6 on top. I went to 1 Timberley Lady on post position. Then I used the 2 Elmgrove Quest, who right now is the 2 to 5 choice. Went to 9 Canvas of Stars and closed it out with 3 Dolly Sky. And there's long shots galore in here from my selections, Lee. 6, 1, 2, 9, 3. Down to you and yours.
Well, I'm going to need some help to push mine over the line too, I think, here tonight. This is a really tough group to handicap here, Vance. I'm with you along here, and but I am leaning on the 2 Elmgrove Quest on top of the ticket here. Pretty good summary. Has been up the class ladder a bit there too. So she's had Murphy and Dowling and Campbell and gets Sweet tonight. I'm leaning on the rail sitter, Timberley Lady. May have been racing tough, but if you look down the lines, was a winner at this level on the 29th of July. Ever in for second. I shouldn't be afraid of the 8 horse because we've already had a winner from the 8 hole tonight, but it is tough to do. Stealing Bases is on my triactor part of the ticket. Could be higher, but I'm not a big fan of the 8 hole. The 9, Canvas of Stars, like her mile, most likely well positioned behind the rail sitter. And I'm throwing in the 4. Stone Beach Lily here, looking for some value. Moves to Summerside, better post to work from. So from my side of the desk, I'm 21894 on the Super High 5, but it's not going to be an easy ticket to nail. Well, you should take a swing at your Super High 5 in here too, because take a look at that betting board. 9-2 right now on Timberley Lady. Elm Grove Quest, even money. You get 9-1 on the 3 and the 4, Dolly Sky and Stone Beach Lily. Glenview Quintana, Keith Legg, they're coming in right now, 37-1. 12-1 action on the 6, 17-1 on the 7, 10-1 on the 8, and 7-2 on the 9. On the Super High 5, the early Super High 5 here in Summerside. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Countdown clock's in. Let's go back upstairs for the race call. Here's Vance Cameron.
9 of them in the first Super High 5 of the night. Timberley Lady, Elm Grove Quest, Dolly Sky, Stone Beach Lily, Glenview Quintana. Rock the Baby, Sweet Sylvia stealing bases. That's the Frontier. In back the trailer, Canvas of Stars. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Off and pacing. Up the rail, Timberley Lady is the first one out. Elm Grove Quest tucked in. Then on their outside for third, Dolly Sky, Canvas of Stars, following through fourth. In between horses and racing from fifth as they are sent to the backstretch and racing to the quarter. 3 wide, stealing bases 6. Then Stone Beach Lily is 7th. 8th, along the inside, Rock the Baby, and the trailer 9th, Sweet Sylvia. Straight alignment, the field of 9 by the quarter. On the point, Timberley Lady and Jacob Sweet up the quarter in a solid 28 seconds flat. Elm Grove Quest will get the 2-hole ride. Dolly Sky in third. Glenview Quintana fourth. Now the backfield's in motion as they come off the turn. Canvas of Stars underway. Following her out is Stealing Bases. Then following her out, that's Stone Beach Lily. Followed then by Rock the Baby and and trailing the field, that is Sweet Sylvia, halfway home in 58 and 3. Midway around the clubhouse turn they go. Next to the 5H Timberly Lady. To her outside, Canvas of Stars is the challenger, racing from third. On the cones, that's Elm Grove Quest racing fourth on the outside, is stealing bases. Then in fifth, it's Stone Beach Lily. They're at 3/4. Canvas of Stars strikes the lead with McPherson. Second, that is Timberly Lady. Third, Elm Grove Quest 1:28 and 1 3/4. Eighth of a mile out. Clear by 2. Canvas of Stars turning home. Second, Timberly Lady. Elm Grove Quest. Dolly Sky is there. Fourth. They're in deep. Stretch now. And Canvas of Stars will win for Corey McPherson. Second is Elm Grove Quest. Timberly Lady held third. Canvas of Stars in the Super High 5. 1:58. But
All right, the Universal Media slow-mo for you in the Super High 5. We had a 9-horse field here, and there's a look at the 9. Canvas of Stars came first up for McPherson here. There was a lot of traffic to get through, too, as well, but able to clear, get Racetrack here, and get it done here. Gets up on deep stretch to get that 28, 58 and 3, 128 and 1. They were rocking and rolling by the 3/4. They stopped the timer in 158 flat. Flying on the outside of it is the even money choice Elm Grove Quest. Timberly Lady, the rail sitter, sent off at 9-5, finishes third. We'll have the rest of the Super High 5 ticket for you as well in here. But right now, have posted on the board 9, 2, 1, and 3. Unofficial results for race number 5. We'll see the winning connections next in the Woodmere Standardbred Winner Circle.
there goes Canvas of Stars to the Woodmere Standardbred Winners Circle from the 5th race. Bay Pacing Mare 6, she's by Arch Peak from the 4 Stars Shark Dam. 4 Stars Horn Dog, owned by Mallory Davies of Majorville, New Brunswick, bred by Winback Farm, trained by Chris Davies. Corey McPherson in the driver's seat to guide her to victory in 158. Canvas of Stars in the Super High 5 at Summerside.
The management and staff at Red Shores want your experience to be fun and entertaining. That is why we offer information on how our games work, tips to keep your gambling fun, and available community resources. For more information, please speak to one of our PlayWise advisors or stop by the PlayWise Information Center.
Now the official results from race 5. Timberly Lady 3rd, Elm Grove Quest 2nd, Dolly Sky 4th, Stone Beach Lily 5th, Glenview Quintana finished 9th, Rock the Baby was 7th, Sweet Sylvia finished 8th. Stealing Bases was 6th. Canvas of Stars, the race winner. The fractions went 28, 58 and 3, 128 and 1, and the mile in 158. In review, 324, 597, 861. Canvas of Stars paid $10 to win. The exactor was $20.80, triactor $53.30, and the super high five $139.56.
Okay, so no changes coming up in race number 6 here tonight in Summerside. How about that super high five there, 139.56. Congratulations to you if you're able to nail that sequence there, 139.56. Nice little payoff there for you. I want to bring in the McRae's Backhoe and Trucking. We'll give you some information on the Atlantic Sire Stakes, and they are the title sponsor of the 2025 Atlantic Sire Stakes. Catch all the action, the 2- and 3-year-old colts and fillies across the Maritime tracks. And for race dates, updated point standings, and more, you can visit AtlanticSireStakes.ca. Into the Atlantic Postcalls paddock cam for you as we started the evening off with some rain. And then, of course, that moved out. Only here for about 20 minutes. And then, of course, we have the sunshine back with us here. And we're working on race number 6 tonight. That's the on-tracks pick 5 here for you. And those ballots have to be in here before the start of the 6th. There's a look at our sequence, 1, 4, and 9. Backstretch beep, 9, 8, and 4. And the classified's choice, 9, 1, and 8. So some selections there for you to continue to work on the 6th. And we'll greet the horses and the drivers coming up next for race number 6 here in Summerside.
Sixth race on parade. Starship Beauty 1, owned by Windermere Farms and Kyle Williams. Kyle does the trading. Paul Angel drives. You Bet I'm a Good One, number 2, owned by Jeff Lilly, Blair McLaughlin, and Mark Gallant. Jacob Sweet trains and drives. Brookdale Shelley 3, owned by Douglas and Doug Pauley of Amherst, Nova Scotia, trained by Phil Sizer, Ryan Darage. Nanny Bernice, number 4, owned and trained by Janice Hubbard of Carlisle, Ontario, Wayne Hubbard driving. 5 is Love Party, owned by Suzanne McKeegan of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia, trained by Blaine McKenna, Corey McPherson. It's Model Time, number 6, owned by Michelle Noyo of Summerside, trained by Blaine McKenna, Kenny Murphy. Run for the Money, number 7, owned by Chandler McIsaac of Summerside, Brandon McDougall of Alberton, trained and driven by Brady Sweet. Rock and Roll Cage, number 8, owned by Albert Hickox of South Freetown, trained by Chris McKay, Miles Heffernan drives. 9 is Glenview Ronda, owned and trained by Adam Johnson of Upper Brookside, Nova Scotia. Keith Legg in the sulky. 3 minutes to post time. Lee is back with the top selection, but first a message from HPI and the new HPI Bet app.
Feel the thrill of the track, anytime, anywhere. Download the new HPI Bet app, and you're just minutes away from live racing action, including local tracks and across the globe. Simply download the new HPI Bet app from the App Store to gain access to AI-assisted smart picks, in-depth racing info, rewards, and more. Just follow these simple steps. 1. Download the app. 2. Fill out your info. 3. Start betting with the app. Enjoy fast, secure betting at your fingertips wherever you are. Get the new app from the App Store and bring the track with you.
Let's look at our new video there, and 3 easy steps is you can follow along there, and you can download it from the App Store. That's new this year, and you know, get in on the action there. You can play at the track, you can play from home, you can play from the golf course, you can play from your cottage, you can play from anywhere. And we have all those rewards programs now, so check it out right from your phone. All right, race number 6, that's what we're working on right now. 2 minutes to go here, and Exacta Superfecta Tractor Wagering. Tag your horses with the wild horses here on track, and we're following along with a 10-to-1 shot right now. There's a lot of value on this board, a lot of value on the board. 10-to-1 right now on Starship Beauty. Paul Langell driving for Kyle Williams tonight, who also co-owns with Windermere Farms at Springvale. Coming into action here, impressive win by 8 lengths and 57-1, and the start prior was roughed up. Still finished 4th by a length and 3/4 in 56-4. So like him off the rail tonight. He's got really good value on here. Looks good on the screen right now. If you're looking for value, we've seen it all night long here. 9-to-1 right now on Starship Beauty. So tracking along with the field here in race number 6 tonight. There's a look at the 4, Nanny Bernice, for Janice Hubbard of Carlisle, Ontario. Wayne Hubbard driving. Janice Hubbard is the trainer as well, as they're getting set to go here for the 6th race here tonight. A bit of a swing that leaves in a good spot. Looking for some value, then you can look no further right here than the 4 as well. We had some good pays already on the program tonight. We have another late pick 4 that's coming your way. We have the last Super High 5 coming up on race number 16. And we have our next division coming up at the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Consolation, the Grassroots, presented by K's Wholesale. That's coming up here on the 7th. So lots of action still to come here as we work our way along on a Tuesday night here in Summerside under the sunshine now for race number 6. Well, we had the 9-horse pull off a victory there in the Super High 5 in race number 5. And there's a look at the 1-9 chalk right now. And that is the 9-horse as well. Glenview Rhonda here. Keith Legg driving for Adam Johnson, who also owns out of Upper Brookside, Nova Scotia, coming into action here. And winner there in the last outing, albeit a bit of a different class there, and finished third in the Birthplace Confederation Series, charted in 54-4 in that elimination. Can't overlook her in the back tier here tonight as we get ready to go here as the horses assemble on the backstretch for race number 6 here at Summerside. Just asked about the post that was released earlier today around the post time change for the stakes card that's coming up on September 21st. And yes, that is true. There will be a 4 o'clock schedule change because the bridge is shut down until 1 o'clock for the Terry Fox run. So you saw that release earlier today. We'll get more information on that, but that is been out. So take note of that on your calendar. A countdown clock is in for the 6th. They're in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate and back upstairs for the race call. Here's Vance Cameron.
Starship Beauty, you bet I'm a good one. Brookdale, Shelley, Nanny, Bernice, Love Party, it's model time, run for the money, rock and roll, K's, Glenview, Rhonda in back, top of the stretch. Approaching a start. Rough and pacing, you bet I'm a good one. We'll get the first call, Starship Beauty along the rail with her. Then the third one, as they make their way turn, that is a Love Party. Coming up fourth is Rock and Roll Cage. Then in fifth at the rail, Brookdale Shelley from sixth. And along the inside, they straighten up the backstretch is Glenview Rhonda. Then Nanny Bernice is seventh. Its model time is eighth. Run for the money ninth. As they arrive at the quarter, here's Starship Beauty to take over top spot in line to Paul Angel. You bet I'm a good one is second, racing third, Love Party 28-4 the opening quarter. Rock and Roll K's around the turn fourth, on the move fifth on the outside. Brookdale Shelley is underway as they come off the turn and they straighten down the stretch. Racing from seventh, that's Nanny Bernice. Then in eighth, it's model time. Run for the money ninth. They're at the midway point, led by Starship Beauty. You bet I'm a good one is second, third at the rail, Love Party first up on the outside, fourth, Brookdale Shelley, 58-1 was the half. Racing fifth on the cones, Rock and Roll Cage from six on the outside as they move up the backstretch. Nanny Bernice now on the outside towards the rail. It's model time, and at the inside the trailer, Run for the Money. They're coming three wide on the backstretch after the leader, Starship Beauty. Second, You Bet I'm a Good One. Glenview Rhonda's on the outside for third. Fourth at the rail, Rock and Roll Cage, 127-1. They trip the three quarters with an eighth of a mile left to go. She's clear by two, and she is Starship Beauty turning for home. You Bet I'm a Good One is second. Love Party and Glenview Rhonda. That's Starship Beauty in line to Paul Angel to win. You Bet I'm a Good One was second. Love Party will finish third. And the time for the mile, 1:56.4.
Okay, let's set up the stretch drive for you here on the 6th. Ahead, Starship Beauty on top of my ticket here tonight, and Paul Angel did not disappoint here, and Kyle Williams has to be happy with this mile here tonight. Set off at even money, 28-4, 58-1, 127-1. That's a great trip here tonight. They're going to stop the timer in a sparkling 156-4 here tonight. Gets up to the third win of the campaign. You Bet I'm a Good One finished second, up for third, all nines on the board. That was the 5 Love Party. That's the combination for you. Starship Beauty We'll see them next in the Woodmere Standardbred Winner's Circle here in Summerside.
There's Starship Beauty on her way to the 6th race winner's circle, by facing mare 4 by Arthur Bluechip. Off the Camelot Hall Dam, Romancing Camelot, owned by Windermere Farms of Springvale and Kyle Williams of Coleman, bred by Claude Poirier, trained by Kyle Williams. Paul Langer will guide her to victory, and the mare getting her 5th lifetime win tonight. The miles in 1:56 and 4. Starship Beauty in the 6th.
Windermere Farms is proud to announce shares are now available in our 2025 yearlings. From our Rising Star Stallion, Somewhere Fancy, to the champion sire, Malicious, this is your chance to get in on the action with some of the most exciting bloodlines in the Maritimes. Come on out to Windermere Farms and meet the future champions of the 2026 season. To book your viewing and for more details, contact Earl Watts today. Windermere Farms, where Atlantic Canada's champion stallions call home.
Now the official results from the 6th race. Starship Beauty, the winner. You Bet I'm a Good One was 2nd. Brookdale Shelley, 9th. Nanny Bernice was 8th. Love Party finished 3rd. It's Model Time was 6th. Run for the Money, 7th. Rock and Roll K's was 5th. Glenview Rhonda finished 4th. They went 28 and 4, 58 and 1, 127 and 1. And the mile 156 and 4. In review, it's 129, 836, 754. Starship Beauty returning 410 to win. The exactor was 25.80, triactor 198.80, and the superfecta was 84.98. Final call on tonight's 50-50 draw. Right now, $390 will go to the winner. This is your final call to purchase a 50-50 ticket. And a reminder of those Prince County Horsemen's Club memberships. To be eligible for the awards, you must pick yours up by August 31st.
Well, a couple of nice pays there for you. The Triactor coming in at 198.80 and the 84.98 returned on the Superfecta there in race number 6. Coming up next here in Summerside as Race Day Live continues, we have the PI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Consolation. They're going for a purse of $6,000 and it's presented by Kay's Wholesale. So as we get ready to go here, let's tell you about the $100 promotion that's going with HBIs. And we talked about the apps and we talked about how easy it is to get signed up. Well, they also have that promotion on the first 30 days. So once you wager at the track or from home with HBI, as I said, free to sign up. Wager $100 in the first 30 days, receive a deposit for $100. You can wager Red Shores, Summerside, or Charlottetown, where you now can earn rewards. So bet anywhere with HBI. Bet.com. Let's go to the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam as the horses start to move in the paddock. There's our sequence there. I'm working at a 5, 2, and 1 here. Should be a great field for you. Also, the 2, 1, and 6, which the 6 is out here, and the classifier's choice 2, 1, and 5.
Seventh race, the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Consolation, presented by Kay's Wholesaler. Woodmere Sinatra 1, owned by Jeff and Bob Skinner and Daniel Hilt, trained by Jennifer Doyle, driven by David Dowling. Freeman's Legacy 2, owned by Mackenzie Arsenault of Alberton, trained and driven by Jacob Sweet. Dusty Lane Zorro 3, owned by Alexis Gass of Cornwall, trained by Ronnie Gass. Donnie McNeil drives. Proud of You Today, number 4, owned by Douglas and David Neal, Keith Ford and Ben Matheson. Keith trains and drives. 5 is Gascoigne AC, owned by Murray McDonald of Belfast, trained by Tammy Collins, Paul Langell. 6, Starship Destiny is scratch. Number 7, Just a Country Boy, owned by Won't Back Down Stable of North River, Nova Scotia, trained by Wink McCollum. Keith Legg does the driving. 3 minutes to post time. Proud to host the Graduate Series tonight at Summerside, thanks to Luke Beck and the team at Kay's Wholesale.
Yeah, you know, they've been the sponsor of this great series, PI Colt Stakes Graduate Series, now for a few years, and moves to Summerside here tonight. We've got action on the 7th, again coming up on the 10th, and the 13th is the Gold Division there, so the Gold and Grassroots Division, and presented by Kay's Wholesale, and to thank the Luke and the rest of the team there for their continued support. This is a really tough group in here, and I think it could be up for anyone in here. I really think with a purse of $6,000 here tonight, and we'll go out and pick up some of the top contenders here on the 7th, live from Summerside. So Paul Angel back in action here tonight. He picked up a win in the last race. He could go back-to-back here. He's got a good live drive here with Gascoigne AC from Murray McDonald to Belfast. Tammy Collins is the trainer. Paul's going to do the driving here as they come into action here. Really tough group in here to pick a winner, I think. Back-to-back winning performances during Old Home Week. Mark Campbell was doing the driving those days. Campbell had a big Old Home Week. He picked up the Francis McIsaac top driver. He picked up the Chuckers trophies and awards as well. And Langell also had a great Old Home Week as he was right there in the mix as part of the Chuckers top percentage driver as well. So he's coming into action here with the 5 and finished 5th in the last start. Was right there at the line. Going to be hard from here tonight in the grassroots of the Graduate, but right now coming in at 13-1. Good valued price on Gascoigne AC. All right, scoring down with Freeman's Legacy here from post 2 tonight. Now coming in at even money for Jacob Sweet, who's the trainer and will do the driving here tonight for Mackenzie Arsenault of Alberton. And another top contender in this group, 4 wins and 15 starts, 2 seconds and a third. Could be following the rail sitter for a piece of it here, so should set up for him in this one and looks really relaxed here on the screen right now at even money on the 2. Freeman's Legacy. It's all part of the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series consolation, presented by K's Wholesale. Well, there's a look at Woodmere Sinatra here. Going to be reporting to the starting gate. His starter Justin Jarash will be calling him in here, along with our starting gate driver Scotty McKendrick. And they're getting into action here. David Dowling driving for Jennifer Doyle tonight in the ownership team of Jeff Skinner and Robert Skinner, along with Daniel Hiltz of Nova Scotia. They get the rail in this $6,000 event. And I like the chances in here too. Really hard to go against this duo. They've had the rail and call the shots and try to hold off all comers late. And again, good group in here with the 3, 6, and 7 could be flying late too. But I just like the fact that he's off the rail here tonight. Dowling have this guy well positioned as they get going here and reporting to the starting gate on the backstretch. Currently 4-1. Okay, post time for the 7th. Countdown clock is in. They're lining in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate and back upstairs for the race call. Here's Vance Cameron.
Woodmere Sinatra, Freeman's Legacy, Dusty Lane Zorro, proud of you today. Gascoigne AC and Just a Country Boy. Top of the stretch. Seventh race, Graduate Series consolation. Post time. Often pacing Freeman's Legacy, Woodmere Sinatra, and coming from the outside into the turn. Just a Country Boy has left. Then a racing from 4th is proud of you today. 5th, Dusty Lane Zorro, and the trailer, Gascoigne AC, the quarter pole bound, and Freeman's Legacy going on to the lead for Jacob Sweet. 2nd is Woodmere Sinatra, proud of you today, got away 3rd. Dropping in 4th, Just a Country Boy. Dusty Dusty Lane Zorro 5th, and the trailer, Gascoigne AC is 6th. They arrived at the quarter led by Freeman's Legacy in 29 and 2. Racing from second is Woodmere Sinatra, proud of you today, around the turn third. Just a Country Boy has 4th. Dusty Lane Zorro tipping out from 5th, and the trailer, Gascoigne AC. They arrive at the half mile next, and it's Freeman's Legacy, the heavy favorite. He's halfway home. Proud of you today now will take a shot at the leader. Third at the rail is Woodmere Sinatra. Racing from 4th on the cones, Just a Country Boy. Dusty Lane Zorro 5th, and Gascoigne AC 59 and 3. The half mile, Freeman's Legacy taking them up the back stretch towards the 3/4. Proud of you today now hangs on the outside second. Third, Woodmere Sinatra. Just a Country Boy riding the rail 4th. Dusty Lane Zorro back to 5th. Gascoigne AC is 6th. 127 and 4 down at 3/4. Oh, they stepped it out in the third, and they're homeward bound. Freeman's Legacy trying to close it out. Woodmere Sinatra on the outside. Proud of you today. Just a Country Boy closing up at the rail on the wire. Here's Woodmere Sinatra for Dowling. Freeman's Legacy second. Just a Country Boy will finish third, and the time for the mile in 1:57.2.
All right, let's set up the stretch drive for you and the Universal Media slow-mo for you on Tuesday night here in Summerside. Dowling opted not to cut it here tonight with Woodmere Sinatra, and Freeman's Legacy followed that horse all the way through the fractions, 29 and 2, 59 and 3. They were stepping it out at 127 and 4, and as you can see, coming up through the stretch, he tips wide, comes through the stretch here to get it done. Woodmere Sinatra and Dowling with Jennifer Doyle and the ownership team of Skinner and Daniel Hiltz. What a trip here tonight. They get it done. They'll be back next in the Woodmere Standardbreds Winter Circle here in Summerside. Part of the Graduate Series. Nice trip too. 157 and 2.
Woodmere Sinatra's on his way to the Woodmere Standardbred Winner's Circle from tonight's 7th race. Bay facing Gelding 4, but Roll With It Harry from the Artiscape Den. Inspirational. Owned by Jeff and Bob Skinner and Daniel Hiltz of Nova Scotia. Bred by Woodmere Farms of Marshfield. Trained by Jennifer Doyle, and David Dowling drives him to victory. The horse gets his 5th lifetime victory on this night in 157 and 2. Woodmere Sinatra in the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series consolation, presented by Kay's Wholesaler with the Winner's Circle presentation. Here's the official results from the 7th race. Woodmere Sinatra, the winner. Freeman's Legacy was second. Dusty Lane Zorro, 6th. Proud of You Today finished 4th. Gascoigne AC was 5th. Starship Destiny was scratched. Just a Country Boy finished 3rd. They went 29-2, 59-3, 127-4, and the mile in 157-2. In review, 1, 2, 6, 4, 5, scratch 3. Woodmere Sinatra paid $12.40 to win. The exactor was $50, the triactor $161.20, and the superfecta $124.65.
So welcome back to Race Day Live here in Summerside on this Tuesday night. We work our way through a 16-dash program. We have one of the Graduate Series Grassroots out of the way. We have another one coming up on the 10th, and then the gold comes up in race number 13 tonight. Race number 8 is coming up next. No program changes to report for you there. Nice triactor on the last one, 127. Combination returning 161.20, and that 1274 superfecta 124.65. We appreciate your business tonight. If you're here on track, or if you're playing through HBI or any of the online platforms, we do appreciate your business tonight, wherever you may be. All right, let's talk about the Atlantic Classic sale. It's coming up next, October 10th. Boy, that's not that far away, really. It's at 11:30 in the Crapo Exhibition Grounds. The 9th from 3 to 7 is the viewing, the yearling preview, and you get all the details there for sale preview, online catalog, pedigree links, and sale results. So you can visit Atlantic-Classic.com for all the information. All right, the horses are moving in the Atlantic Postcalls paddock cam right now. There's a shot there as well. Our look at our picks here, 1, 6, and 5. Backstretch beat with Nick Oakes. Had a chance to talk to him just a few minutes ago. He'll be in action a little later on. 1, 6, and 2, and 6, 1, 5 from the classifier's choice there. We'll meet the owners and, of course, the drivers and the horses coming up next here for race number 8.
Eighth race on Post Parade, number 1, Maya, is owned by Brittany Watts of Springvale. Adam Murner trains and drives. Thinking of Eddie, number 2, owned by Tyra Perry of Tignish and Brady Sweet of Springfield West. Brady Sweet trains and drives. Harlequin Romance, number 3, owned by Barry Bigger of Summerside, trained by Jason Bigger. Kenny Murphy. Roll With It, Darling, number 4, owned by Shirlene O'Brien of Campbellton, trained by Devin Wallace. Paul Langell drives. Elm Grove Penny number 5. Ryan DeRoche driving for owner-trainer Luke Burke of Donaldston. Tobin's Future number 6, owned by Jason Bigger and Robin Wilson of Muscush. Jason does the training. Corey McPherson does the driving. 4 minutes to 8th race. Post time. The Maritime Breeders' Stake is coming to Red Shores in October. Thank you to title sponsors Metro Home Building Center and High Tide Home Hardware Building Centers.
Well, we certainly appreciate their support there, and there's a look at the dates coming up for the Maritime Breeders' Stake. Coming up October 23rd, you got the 2- and 3-year-old trotters there, and also on the 25th, you got 2- and 3-year-old pacing colts and fillies. So thank you to Metro Home Building Center, High Tide Home Hardware Building Centers, Maritime Breeders Association for all their hard work, and another great stake on the calendar coming up, and it'll be here before you know it. The action is next, and we're working on the 8th. 3 minutes to go. Out on the track next to pick up some of the top contenders. So working on the 8th here tonight in Summerside, and there's a look at Maya, the rail setter here for Adam Murner, who trains and drives for owner Brittany Watts at her Springvale, and they're getting ready to go here off the rail here tonight. 2-1 choice. I just really think when she minds her manners, she can really put together some great miles in here tonight with this 3-year-old filly. They have, of course, been on top 3 half of her starts this season, and I like her chances from the garden spot in here. 2-1 on Maya. Talking about great events and great promotions, I should let you in on another great promotion that's heading to Summerside here. Details will be released soon, but it's called A Grand in Your Hand for $1,000. So you sign the back of your own winning tickets, non-winning tickets, here on Summerside only. Starts September 9th, and you'll qualify to win $1,000. A Grand in Your Hand. On-track plays only and only at Summerside in September. And we love it so much, we're going to do it again in October. There's a look at the 6 right now, 3-4 action on Tobin's Future. Corey McPherson driving tonight for Jason Bigger, who trains and also co-owns with Robin Wilson out of Muscush here tonight. Certainly the one, I think no doubt, be the one to knock off in here. Look at those trips, and has been in the mix all season, only missed the check once since her qualifier back in June. So getting a lot of action and a lot of tote action here on the board right now. Looks good out there as McPherson gets ready to score down here as they get ready for the 8th. Under a minute to go. Well, you can take a look at the board there and the action that's on the track here right now. And the first 2 on your triactor ticket are always, well, I shouldn't say they're easier, but it's the 3rd horse. It's always hard to nail. And I think in this race here, that's going to be the case in here. You've got some horses that can really finish up here. And I think the fact that could be part of your ticket, maybe it's the 5, Elm Grove Penny, as we track along right now for Ryan DeRoche here and Luke Burke as they come into action here tonight as well. I think the show ticket or a tractor, I said, is going to be tough to nail down here because there's other options, but this mare is a shot with a consistent chart at miles in 57 and 57 and 3, so that's a look right now, and 11-1 is a value price. They're coming in here tonight as well. Good action here on race number 8. Countdown clock's in for the 8th. The wind seems to be picking up here a little bit in Summerside tonight. The horses line up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gates and back upstairs for the race call. Here's Vance Cameron.
Well, Lee, the wind may have something to do with the track condition right now. The racing officials will upgrade it to fast with no variant. Here are the 8. Maya, Thinking of Eddie, Harlequin Romance. A Roll with it, Darling, Elm Grove, Penny, and Tobin's Future, top of the stretch. Here they come. Often pacing, Harlequin Romance leaving out with Roll with it, Darling, Thinking of Eddie. Maya's on the rail to stack 'em up 4 wide as they round the turn. To get away 5th is Tobin's Future, and Elm Grove Penny will trail. They're quarter pole bound. Thinking of Eddie will lead it for Brady Sweet. Harlequin Romance left hard and got rewarded with the 2-hole ride. Maya's on the cones 3rd, then in 4th, Roll with it, Darling. Tobin's Future in 5th. Elm Grove Penny is 6th. On by the first quarter. Straight alignment now. The opening quarter. They're sitting up in here. Thinking of Eddie was there for Brady Sweet. Boom! Just like that, 27 and 4. Down the stretch they come. Now on the fast track at Summerside. The half mile comes next. Thinking of Eddie is the midway point leader. Harlequin Romance 2nd. Tobin's Future marches up 3rd. Elm Grove Penny on the outside is taken 4th. Maya's at the rail 5th. Now the trailer. A Roll with it, Darling. 58 and 1. That is a second quarter breather off a big-time opener. They got it down to just 30 and 2 in the second split. Thinking of Eddie, the leader. Tobin's Future, the challenger. Harlequin Romance 3rd, 4th on the outside. That is Elm Grove Penny 5th, and on the outside, Roll with it, Darling at the rail 6. Maya 3 in, 3 quarters in the box, 128 flat, and Tobin's Future strikes the lead and opens by 2. Second is Elm Grove Penny back to 3rd. Thinking of Eddie, Roll with the Darling of 4th. Down the stretch they come. Tobin's Future almost there. Elm Grove Penny on the outside. Maya comes late 3rd. Tobin's Future in line to Corey McPherson. Second is Elm Grove Penny. Maya rallied in to be 3rd. And the time for the mile in 1:58 and 2.
All right, here's a look at the Universal Media slow-mo for you in race number 8 tonight. You set up the stretch drive here, and it was, of course, Tobin's Future made that first up move there, McPherson on the way to the half after a brisk opener in 27 and 4. At the half in 58 and 1, 128 the 3 quarters. They take command of the field here, and they're going to stop the timer in 1:58 and 2. Elm Grove Penny raced great. She was second over there. She gets up for the deuce, and Maya, the rail sitter, finishes 3rd. So it is Tobin's Future to take the 8th tonight. 3rd win of the campaign. We'll see them next in the Woodmere Standardbreds Winner Circle here in Summerside.
Tobin's Future going to the 8th race winner's circle. Pacing mare 5 by Arthur Bluechip from the Grin Premier de Ear Dam, Putnam Mackenzie. owned by Jason Bigger and Robin Wilson of Muscush. Jason does the training. Bred by Wendell Williams of Ellerslie. Corey McPherson, second winner tonight for the double. And the time for the mile in 1:58 and 2. Tobin's Future and the McPherson double in the 8th. Here's the official results from race 8. Maya was third. Thinking of Eddie, fifth. Harlequin Romance, sixth. Roll with It, Darling was fourth. Elm Grove Penny finished second. Tobin's Future, the race winner. Fractions went 27 and 4, 58 and 1, 128, and the mile in 1:58 and 2. In review, 356, 421. Tobin's Future paid $780. The exactor was $28.90. The triactor paid $269.20, and the superfecta was $36.52. Now time to check your 50-50 draw tickets tonight, valued at $470. The winning number, 233140. Tonight's 50-50 winning number for $470, 233140. Good luck.
Okay, so make sure you check your 50-50 tickets here tonight, valued at $470 from the Prince County Horsemen's Club. 233140 is that winning ticket number. We're going to take in some of the Red Shores bets here for you, and some of the selections that we have for you on the program. Of course, we're always excited to launch the I'll Pick 5, and of course that $2,000 guarantee on every program. The early Super High 5, it's in the books here now. We still have the late Pick 4 to come. That $1,000 guarantee pool and that late Super High 5, which is coming up on race number 16 tonight, as we roll into race number 9 coming up next. That low 15% takeout, of course, on all those Red Shores bets and those special features there for you tonight. Race number 9 features Exacta, the 20-cent superfecta tractor wagering. You can take your ticket on track as well. There is one equipment change coming up on the 9th race, and that is the 8-horse Starship Zodiac. Can't see back to blind here tonight. The horses start to move, and the Atlantic Post calls paddock cam here for you tonight. We're working in an 8-4-6 sequence in this race. Backstretch beat, working 4, 6, and 8, and 4, 8, 6 also for classifier's choice here in the 9th race. A field of 9 coming to you next here in Summerside.
Ninth race on parade, Pineapple Express number 1, Willie McKay of Port the owner, trainer, and driver. 2 Hemingway is owned and trained by Abby Clough of Cornwall. Brett Clough drives. Unbridled Fury 3, owned by Kenneth Graham of Kensington, trained by Chris Davies, David Dowling. Weimar Jimbo number 4, owned by Nigel and Leona Smart and Eric Doucette of Rustico, trained by Eric Doucette. Kenny Murphy drives. 5 My Ambrose, owned by Carl and Jason McDougall of Ellerslie. Carl does the training, driven by Ryan DeRaj. Nolan's Magic Sway number 6, owned by Dale and Ronnie Rennie Incorporated and Melissa Rennie. Paul Langell trains and drives. 7 Mockbrook Pro, owned by Paul Conway of Bonchon, Zach Conway of Charlottetown, trained by Paul Conway, Zach Conway above the wheels. 8 is Starship Zodiac, owned by Robbie Williams of Poplar Grove and Reese Williams of Ellerslie. Robbie does the training. Brett LeBlanc drives. 9 is J.J. Brienne, owned by Alan Jones and Norma Legier. Alan does the training, driven by Brady Sweet. 4 minutes to post time. For backstretch beat, driver profiles, free race programs, and race replays, visit the Red Shores Player Portal.
Yeah, there it is, the Red Shores Player Portal, and Peter McPhee, along with Tara Polton Myers, did a lot of work on the Player Portal to get it up and going, along with our marketing team and Stephanie Mitchell, and you know, it's everything a race fan needs right at your fingertips. And you can go to Redshores.ca/racing. You can click on the Player Portal page, and it'll give you all the information that you need there in real time. What I like about it too is you get the post position stats for every track that's there for you, the winning posts, and of course they get updated on a regular time from Standard Canada data. So it's all part of the Player Portal, and it's only at Red Shores. Okay, so let's track along some of the horses here in race number 9, a field of 9 in here. And there's the 8 Starship Zodiac for Brett LeBlanc here tonight, driving for Robert Williams, who co-owns with Reese Williams out of Ellerslie tonight. And yeah, the 8 hole, well, we've had a couple of horses win from there tonight. We've had a horse win from the 9 hole tonight as well. So the 8 hole is no picnic, that's for sure, especially here in Summerside. We only have 1 winner from 84 starts, make that 2 tonight. But as we're getting into the action here tonight, Starship Zodiac racing in up for some classes there. Last trip didn't work out, finished 6th for a good part of it in that one too. And he was off for a bit between starts. So you go to the bottom of the page, he was second, 55 and 4, again at a higher level. So not easy from the 8 hole tonight. We have him on the ticket, and that's certainly some great value at 24 to 1. So we mentioned the 8 there, Starship Zodiac with the equipment change there. The can't see back to the blind bridle here tonight. That's on the equipment card. And some great pace here tonight in Summerside too as we make our way along for race number 9. And there's a look at the 4. This is Weimar Jimbo here. Kenny Murphy already a couple of wins on the program. Teams up with Eric Doucette here tonight. Nigel and Leona Smart as well, as they're part of the ownership team. Battling some tough posts here. So he moves into post 4 tonight. And should be able to give this group a good test tonight. I like his chances as he goes for his 5th win of the campaign. As I said, Murphy with already a couple of wins. And speaking of post 4 in Summerside, there's really some good starts in there. 245 winners from 254 starts going in. So that's a 17.7 win percentage with data from Standard Canada. So those of you who like to play some of the data that you go with, we have it all for you at the Players Portal. And you can download it and get it ready to go. So here's a look at the 4, Weimar Jimbo, taking the money, 1 to 9. So we see the starting gate rolling into position here for race number 9. They'll be calling the horses in here, and there's a look at the 6. This is Nolan's Magic Sway here. Coming into action for Langell tonight. Paul Langell for Dale and Ronnie Rennie and Melissa Rennie as they team up here and get ready to go from post 6. Only 8 starts under his belt this year. Has been racing some tough customers all season. Just really hasn't found the groove yet, but I think he'll find it here tonight. Langell, as I said, in connection, Old Home Week, had a great week there back in Charlottetown up for that top percentage driver. Didn't get it, but he was in the running for most of the week as well. Campbell was able to nail that along with the Francis McIsaac Memorial top drivers. So Langell's got a shot in here, 9-5. Nolan's Magic Sway getting ready to go. Hi to my longtime friend Thane McQuarrie. He's tuned in here tonight. We're talking about some old horses back in the day, some great classic horses like First for Amy and Third for Amy. Yep, some great memories, Thane's, over the years. Countdown clock's in for the 9th. They're in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Let's go back upstairs for the race call. Here's Vance Cameron.
Oh, and Thane used to sit right up on him back in the day, Mr. Drake, for sure. All lined up here in the 9th race. Pineapple Express, Hemingway, Unbridled Fury, Weimar Jimbo, My Ambrose, Nolan's Magic Sway, Mockbrook Pro, Starship Zodiac, in back J.J. Brienne, post time. The rough and pacing Unbridled Fury, the first one out. Weimar Jimbo to her outside is second. Up the rail, Pineapple Express third. Coming up fourth is Starship Zodiac. Then to get away fifth on the turn, that's J.J. Brienne. Racing from 6 is Hemingway. My Ambrose in 7th. The 8th one, Nolan's Magic Sway. And the trailer 9th, that's Mockbrook Pro. Along the backstretch, and they're in straight alignment. Led to the quarter by Weimar Jimbo, in line to Kenny Murphy. Racing from second, Unbridled Fury. Pineapple Express third, 28-4 the opening quarter. Racing from fourth is Starship Zodiac. Then J.J. Brienne fifth. Racing from sixth, that's Hemingway. My Ambrose is seventh. Going to the outside from eighth, Nolan's Magic Sway. Trailing the field ninth, that's Mockbrook Pro. They're halfway home, led by the post-time favorite, Weimar Jimbo. Right there in the 2-hole, Unbridled Fury. Pineapple Express third. On the move in the outside fourth. Starship Zodiac underway. 59-3 was the half. Racing from fifth is J.J. Brienne. Nolan's Magic Sway has taken over sixth. Hemingway is seventh. At the back, My Ambrose. And the trailer, Mockbrook Pro. Here comes the 3/4. Weimar Jimbo will get them there. The only one in striking distance is Unbridled Fury second. Well back to third, Pineapple Express, Nolan's Magic Sway. Advancing on the outside, the 3/4 in 1:29 flat, and they're homeward bound. Weimar Jimbo looking to see it through. Unbridled Fury is second. Nolan's Magic Sway coming late for third, but it's Weimar Jimbo to double up, that triple up. Kenny Murphy on this Tuesday night. Weimar Jimbo got him there. Second, Unbridled Fury. Third, Nolan's Magic Sway. 1:58 flat.
All right, we'll set up the stretch drive for you. You're looking at a Kenny Murphy driving triple here tonight, and he gets it aboard Weimar Jimbo, sent off at 1-4 odds here tonight. They cut the fractions, 28-4, 59-3, 129. They're alone here in the stretch. Takes a peek over just to take a look, but it's all in the books here. 1:58. They stopped the timer. Unbridled Fury was second, sent off at 8-1, and Nolan's Magic Sway gets up for third here. A lot of racetrack to cover here. Good trip here for that horse. Langell gets him up for the show spot here. But it's going to be in Weimar Jimbo back in the Woodmere Standardbreds winner circle next.
Reimar Jimbo goes to the Woodmere Standardbred Winners Circle here in the 9th race. Facing Brown Gelding, 8 years, the son of Chemistic, off the Arch Place Dam Artistic Gal, owned by Nigel and Leona Smart and Eric Tucson of Frostico. Eric is the breeder and the trainer. Kenny Murphy in the driver's seat for Kenny. That's win number 3 for the triple on this night. The miles in 158. Reimar Jimbo triples up Kenny Murphy in the 9th. Here's the official results from the 9th race. Pineapple Express 4th, Hemingway 7th. Unbridled Fury was 2nd. Reimar Jimbo, the race winner. My Ambrose finished 6th. Nolan's Magic Sway was 3rd. Mockbook Pro finished 9th. Starship Zodiac was 5th. J.J. Brienne finished 8th. They went 28 and 4, 59 and 3. 129 and the mile 158. In review 472 163 958. Reimar Jimbo 260. The Exactor 720, Triactor 1740, and the Superfactor 1155. Tonight's winner, the 50-50 draw with Dana Sweet. And reminder about the Prince County Horsemen's Club membership drive. Must be a member by August 31st to be eligible for the awards at the Prince County Horsemen's Club annual banquet. So make sure you get your membership and make sure you get it by August 31st. Tonight's 10th race, a division of the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series presented by K's Wholesale. Jack Boswell wears number 1, owned by Mark and Keith McDonnell of Port Hood, and Blendish Young of Long Point, Nova Scotia, trained by Keith McDonnell. David Dowling drives. Majestic Mason 2 is owned by Stephen Downey of Quispam Sis, New Brunswick, trained by Rick Armstrong. Kenny Murphy drives. All About the Cash 3, owned by Jeff Holmes, Trevor and David McDonald, and Leonard Doyle. Trained by Jeff Holmes, Brady Sweetup. Good Omen wears 4, owned by Roseanne Langell, Nellie Driscoll of Lower Onslow, Nova Scotia. Paul Langell trains and drives. 5 is Helmack Exclusive, owned by Leith and Leslie Wade and Jimmy Gorman. Trained by Leslie Wade, driven by Corey McPherson. 6, Impeccable Shadow, is owned by Dale and Ronnie Rennie Incorporated and Melissa Rennie, trained by Paul Langell. Brody McPhee catch drives at 3 minutes to post time. A special thank you going out to Northumberland Ferries. For schedules and to book online, visit ferries.ca.
Once upon a time, the ferry was the only way to visit Prince Edward Island. Some say it still is.
Well, hi to our friends at Northumberland Ferries Limited, and thank you for your continued support here of harness racing on Prince Edward Island. We're working the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Grassroots. They go for a purse of $10,400 in here. It's presented by K's Wholesale, and that is the one right now. Jack Boswell, David Dowling getting the call to do the driving tonight from trainer Keith McDonnell, who co-owns with Mark, along with Blendish Young of Long Point, Nova Scotia. And boy, this guy has been on top of his game. Back-to-back wins here at 2 different tracks. On the 19th here in Summerside, left right off the rail here where he'll leave from tonight, and it was right down the road here. Won it by 3 1/4. Raced home in 28-1, stopped the timer in 1:54-3. Paul Langell was in the bike that day. And then just the start before that, it was in the Inverness as well, another winner by a neck here in 55-4. So 4-5 service right now on the one. Jack Boswell's getting the respect here tonight as he gets the rail service with Dowling here in the Graduate Series. I love watching horses score down. Then there's a look at All About the Cash here. Brady Sweet has them right now for trainer Jeff Holmes as they come into action here tonight. And Jeff co-owns with Trevor and David McDonald, Leonard Doyle, as they team up here tonight in the Graduate Series right now. And coming into fine form here, back of the bus before Sweet put him into play for a herd finish, second place. A great finish there. Multiple trips in 53 and change, 54. He's 11 for 16 top threes. Draws a better post tonight from those prior to this, and that's going to help as well. But a tough group in here. He looks good scoring down, and he's at 7-2. All About the Cash. Good looking group of 6 here as we're getting ready to go here. As you saw the Metro Home Building Center starting gate rolling into position here. There's a look at the 4. This is Good Omen for Paul Langell here tonight. Trains and drives for Roseanne Langell and Ellie Driscoll out of Lower Onslow, Nova Scotia. Racing well all season long, just doesn't have that W yet. Not on top of the ticket here, but certainly he's going to be heard from. You can count on that coming off some of those lines in there at 2-1. Well, we mentioned Paul Langell there. He's got another one, another trainee in here. This is Impeccable Shadow here for Dale and Ronnie Rennie and Melissa Rennie. And Brody McPhee gets the call to do the driving tonight here in the PI Colt Stakes Graduate Series to go for a purse of $10,400. Pretty hard to lead this guy off a ticket, post 6 or not. He's been posted back-to-back victories at Summerside and Charlottetown, includes a 53 flat score over Ontario and TH Boomtown. So McPhee has him tonight. So getting ready to go here. Horses lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate for race number 10. Let's go back upstairs to the race call with Vance Cameron.
Jack Boswell, Majestic Mason, All About the Cash, Good Omen, Hamac Exclusive, Impeccable Shadow. Top of the stretch. Here they come. 10th race, PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series. Post time. Rough and pacing, All About the Cash will leave out on the rail. Jack Boswell goes with him. And the third from the outside is Hamac Exclusive. Impeccable Shadow 3 wide in fourth. To get away fifth along that inside. Racing to the backstretch, Majestic Mason. And then the trailer is Good Omen. Along the backside, it's Jack Boswell and Dowling. Up and at him on the outside. Here's Impeccable Shadow to take over the lead in line to Brody McPhee, and they arrived at that front quarter 27-4. Impeccable Shadow made the lead going by 3-8. Racing from second is Jack Boswell. He's coming to the outside. Then in third, it's All About the Cash. Fourth is Hamac Exclusive with Majestic Mason fifth and Good Omen sixth. Leadership change at the midway point. Jack Boswell back on the lead for David Dowling. Second, that's Impeccable Shadow. 56 seconds flat. The halfway home time. 3/8 of a mile to go. Jack Boswell will take him to the back stretch. He leads by almost 2. Impeccable Shadow is second. There goes All About the Cash to the outside from third. Fourth is Hamac Exclusive. Good Omen has taken over fifth. And now the trailer, Majestic Mason. Jack Boswell's getting away on them late. 3/4 and 1:25 and 1 with an 1/8 of a mile left to go. Jack and David clear by 4. Headed down the home stretch. All About the Cash second. Impeccable Shadow. Hamac Exclusive on the wire. Jack Boswell in line to David Dowling in the graduate. Second, that'll go to All About the Cash. Hamac Exclusive will finish third. Time for this mile in 1:54.2.
All right, so the Universal Media slow-mo for you in race number 10 tonight. We'll set up the stretch drive for you. Jack Boswell and Dowling, they popped the pocket on the way to the half, and it was lights out after that. 27-4. That was a brisk opener here tonight. 56 at the half. They tracked by the 3/4 in 1:25 and 1, and here they are on the line all alone, 1:54 and 2. It's a 6th win of the campaign. Gets it done here tonight. Jack Boswell and Dowling and McDonnell in the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series. And we'll see them in the winner's circle next. It's the Woodmere Standardbred Winner's Circle here in Summerside.
Jack Boswell going to the 10th race winner's circle. Bay Pacing Gelding, 4 years, the son of Tobago Cays. Off the Unexample Dam. Some Shore Somewhere, owned by Mark and Keith McDonnell of Port Hood and Blendish Young from Long Point, Nova Scotia, trained by Keith McDonnell. Bred by Mark Land and Craig Arsenault. Driven to victory by David Dowling. David's second winner tonight for the double. Excellent trip of 154 and 2. Jack Boswell in the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series, presented by Kay's Wholesaler, with the winner's circle presentation. Here's the official results from the 10th race. Jack Boswell, the winner. Majestic Mason, 6. All About the Cash, 2nd. Good Omen was 5th. Howmack Exclusive, 3rd. Impeccable Shadow was 4th. They went 27 and 4. 56. 125 and 1. And the Mild in 154 and 2. In review, it's 162. 534. Jack Boswell paid $250. The exactor $6. Triactor $23.70. And the superfactor was $18.55.
So Race Day Live continues here tonight in the Summerside, and we started the evening off with a heavy rain shower here. The track was listed as good with a 1-second variant, and as we moved along the race program tonight, racing officials have upgraded now to a fast track, and boy, is it ever lightning fast here right now. A little bit of rain. We got some wind still here in Summerside, but all in all, lots of action still to come here tonight as we get ready for the PI Colt Stakes Graduate Series. The Gold is coming up on race number 13 as well, and we got a 16 pack to go, so we have a late pick 4 starting on race 13, and of course that Super High 5, the late one, coming up on the final race of the card. Let's slide in some more of the rewards programs. We have so many of them to talk about here with HBI, and we've just added in the Woodbine points now and all of the product that we carry at both of our locations, Summerside and Charlottetown, of course. And if you're on Prince Edward Island and you're playing HBI, you can now get your points on Woodbine Racing. That's the standardbred and the thoroughbred side. It's underway now with those valuable HBI points, which you can redeem into cash as well. Over to the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. Make sure you pick up your latest edition that's coming soon. I love all the action, of course, from Old Home Week as well. They have great articles out there for Governor's Plate Week as well. And you can always get your copies of Atlantic Post Calls here and at either one of our locations as well. There's a look at some of the selections here for you. 3, 4, and 6 from this side of the desk. Backstretch beat. That's Nick Oakes, 1, 3, and 6, and 3, 1, 6 as well on the classifier's choice as well. We're rolling along here for race number 11. It's coming up next, and there are no program changes.
The 11th race on the track for Post Freight. Almost There Boss number 1 is owned by David and John Sweet Valeri, trained by Ralph Sweet, driven by David Dowling. Number 2, Sharky, owned by Taylor Doyle and Jack McGurk of Kensington. Taylor does the training, driven tonight by Corey McPherson. Braxton's Boy, number 3, is owned by Rick Armstrong and Mark Land of Summerside. Rick does the training, driven by Kenny Murphy. First Glance, number 4, owned by Luke Beck of Charlottetown, and What Are the Odds, stable of Orwell, trained by Devin Wallace, Paul Langell. Western Delight, number 5, owned by Colin Murphy of Albany and Luke Burke from Donaldston. Luke does the training. Ryan DeRoss drives. Doc Awesome wears number 6, owned by Darla McCachran, Alan Goody, and Mike Cameron of Summerside. Darla does the training. Adam Murner up. Number 7 is Woodmere Ideal Art, home of the Ultimate Stable of Greater Lakeburn, New Brunswick, trained by Siffoy Melanson. Tonight, Brody McPhee. 3 minutes to post time. This is Race Day Live from Summerside, Prince Edward Island.
So we have a field of 7 here in race number 11 here tonight in Summerside. Under 2 minutes to go here, and let's roll in on the 3. This is Braxton's Boy right now. Kenny Murphy already with a driving triple here tonight, and he teams up with Rick Armstrong as they get ready to go here with Mark Land and Summerside. And Braxton's Boy has been right on his game here lately. If you look in the last couple of chart lines in here, back in the 19th in Summerside, he finished second by 3 1/4. The closing quarter in 28-2, race time in 55-1, and the start before that even better. Right down the road there, off the rail that night, 54-1. Barrio was in the bike that was in Charlottetown on the 14th. So they're back into action here tonight. They lead from post 3 right now. Murphy with already a driving triple here tonight. Go get it done here. 4-1 service on the 3, Braxton's Boy. So tracking along here in the 11th, there's a look at the 4. This is First Glance. Paul Langell will do the driving tonight for trainer Devin Wallace as they come into action. I was talking to Devin a little earlier tonight on the way up to the race office. For the ownership team of Luke Beck and Charlottetown, and what are the odds stable out of Orwell. So they're going into action here tonight. And raced great from post 7 last start and was way back. Gained a lot of ground, finished 3rd by 2 lengths in 56 flat. Start before that was a winner against a different class level. And 1601s was 4th by 2 in 54 and 1. So moves into action here tonight in Summerside. First Glance with Langell. They're going into action here, and they got 8-1 service right now. See the starting gate rolling into position here for race number 11 tonight on this Tuesday at Red Shores in Summerside. There's a look at the 6. This is Doc Awesome and looks great on the track right now for Adam Murner and Darla McCachran here tonight. They team up with the ownership team with Alan Goody and Mike Cameron in Summerside. It's been coming into the action here tonight. It's been racing great all season, racing tough too all season long and holding his own. Looks good at the track there. He's getting ready to do business here at right now at 8-1. So some value on the board here for race number 11 here tonight. We've had some great pays all evening long. And we'll see how things line up here as the Metro Home Building Center starting gate will be calling them into action here for the 11th. Sharkey in action here tonight too. 3-5 service right now for McPherson and Taylor Doyle as they're getting ready to go. 9-2 on First Glance. 10-1 on the Rail Sitter. 3-1 on Braxton's Boy. Countdown clock is in for the 11th. Starter calls the horses. They're in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate and back upstairs. For the race call, here's Vance Cameron.
Almost there, boss. Sharkey. Braxton's Boy, First Glance, Western Delight. Doc Awesome, Woodmere Ideal Art, the 11th on the gate. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. Off and pacing, leaving out Braxton's Boy. Almost there, Boss Sharkey between them as they race on to the turn to get away 4th. First Glance, and up from the outside 5th goes Doc Awesome. 6th as they swing past that opening 8th, Western Delight, and the early trailer, Woodmere Ideal Art. Along the backstretch, approaching the quarter. Almost there, Boss, the long shot leader for David Dowling. Here comes Early Company. First Glance up and after through that leader second. Braxton's Boy got away third. Sharky now fourth. Fifth is Doc Awesome. Then in sixth, Western Delight and Woodmere Ideal Art. Opening quarter went 27-4. Boom! Just like that on the front end now, First Glance and Langell will lead them towards that half mile. Second is Almost There Boss, racing from third. That's Braxton's Boy. Sharky has fourth. Then in fifth, that's Doc Awesome. On the outside, sixth, Western Delight. And the trailer, Woodmere Ideal Art is seventh, 56 and 1 for a half a mile. And they go to three quarters, chasing First Glance. Opening by 2.5. Almost There Boss, all out in the 2-hole. Braxton Boy tipping out third, moving up fourth. That is Doc Awesome. Sharky fifth. Now in sixth from the outside, Western Delight. And the trailer moving out. That's a Woodmere Ideal Art. 125 and 2. Three-quarter time. Now they're headed on home and clear by 3. First Glance strictly the one to catch. Braxton's Boy second. Doc Awesome on the far outside. He's closing in late, but it's too late. First Glance for Langell. Second, that'll go to Doc Awesome. Almost There Boss will finish third. And the time for the mile, 1:55 and 1.
All right, set up the stretch drive for you in race number 11, the Universal Media slow-mo for you, and it was First Glance. We talked about this horse in the pre-race set-off at even money here tonight. Langell got command of this field and rolled through fractions of 27 and 4, 56 and 1. By the way, the first boom of the night, 125 and 2, and stops the timer here in 155 and 1. Gets up for the fifth win of the campaign for Langell in this combination here tonight. Coming up for second, it was Doc Awesome, who raced well here tonight too, who was able to shake loose and get the deuce, and Almost There Boss finished third. So it is First Glance gets it done in race number 11, and they're on their way to the Woodmere Standardbred Winner Circle next.
First Glance going to the Woodmere Standardbred Winners Circle here in tonight's 11th race. Pacing Roan Gelding, he is 7 by Thinking Out Loud from the Whitefish Falls Dam, White Glance, owned by Luke Beck of Charlottetown, one of the odds stable of Orwell. Bred by Joe White Benson of Harriston, Ontario. Trained by Devin Wallace. Paul Langell drives him to victory. Paul's second winner for the double. The miles in 155 and 1. First Glance and the Paul Langell double in the 11th. Now the official results from race 11, almost there, Boss third. Sharkey was 7th. Braxton's Boy 4th. First Glance, the race winner. Western Delight was 5th. Doc Awesome finished 2nd. Woodmere Ideal Art was 6th. 27-4. 56-1. 125-2. The Mildon 155-1. In review 374. 1526. First Glance paid $410. The Exactor $34, Triactor $101.40, and the Superfectus $71.15. Get Home Terry will lead the 12th race on parade, owned by Edgar Stewart and Tyler McDonald of Ellerslie, trained by Edgar Stewart. Kenny Murphy drives. Two Wild River Coyote, owned by Corey and Laura Walsh of Springton, trained by Nick Oakes, Norris Rogers. Rosie's Mighty Mo number 3, now owned by Heather and Melvin Gamester of Hunter River. Melvin does the training, Corey McPherson drives. 4 is Julian I.M. Jeremy Baker from Blackrock, Nova Scotia, owns, trains, and drives. 5 is Privilege, owned by Renison Racing of Truro, Nova Scotia, and Robert Tate of Riverview, New Brunswick, trained by George Renison, David Dowling. Bold and Bad, number 6, Dina Clow of New Haven, owns and conditions Brett Clow drives. 7, Dylan Sam, owned by Alan Gregory of Charlottetown and Tyson McDonald of Hazelbrook. Alan does the training, Miles Heffernan driving. 8 is Crosscut, owned by Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, trained by Jay Noy, Zach Noy, above the wheels. 3 minutes to 12th race post time. Now a message from HPI and the new way to download the HPI app.
Feel the thrill of the track, anytime, anywhere. Download the new HPI Bet app, and you're just minutes away from live racing action, including local tracks and across the globe. Simply download the new HPI Bet app from the App Store to gain access to AI-assisted smart picks, in-depth racing info, rewards, and more. Just follow these simple steps. 1. Download the app. 2. Fill out your info. 3. Start betting with the app. Enjoy fast, secure betting at your fingertips wherever you are. Get the new app from the App Store and bring the track with you.
Well, as I said a little earlier, we're really excited to be working with Woodbine and HPIBet.com, and we have some new plans that we'll be releasing soon in the days ahead, and especially for next season as well with that new app. It's now on your App Store, and you can download that in 3 easy steps, as you can see. So we appreciate that as we roll along on a Tuesday night here in Summerside, 9:16 Atlantic time, of course, and 8:16 in our major markets, 9:45 in Newfoundland. Hi to all the folks that are making their way back from a very busy time there with Canada Games. I know with our team here with UMI, Scott McLean and his group, they were there. Some great coverage. There's a look at the 5 right now as we're back out on the track for the 12th. This is Privilege and David Dowling already with a couple of wins on the program tonight. We're teaming up with George Renison here, who trains for Renison Racing, Inc., and Robert Tate at Riverview, New Brunswick. Make their way back over to Summerside here. Raced in Truro, the start before that. Just on the edges there, 2 minutes and 3/5 with a nice closing quarter at 29-1. Then raced in Charlottetown during Old Home Week. We certainly appreciate all the support from all the horses that are coming in, and also from the Renison stable. But for those of you who came for our signature weeks, whether it was here in Summerside or in Charlottetown, we do appreciate the support. So Privilege is coming into action here right now. Bettors are all over this guy, 1-9, as we're ready to go in race number 12. All right, there's a good look at the 3. This is Rosie's Mighty Mo. And you noted the co-ownership change now with Melvin Gamester and Heather Gamester. Melvin is the trainer. Corey McPherson will do the driving tonight. And, of course, Heather, our former post-parade marshal. And we miss you, Heather. Your job there that you did for many, many years, and always did a class act of it, and it was really great with the fans as well. So coming in here, finished second in the last start, 59-1. We did all the road work, just faded at the end of the start there, and for that 56 and change. So McPherson's keeping them calm here on the backstretch as they're getting ready to go. Rosie's Mighty Mo, currently 10-1. Lots of value on this board for race number 12. We'll see another sequence change here before we get the start-finish line. Julian I.M., you get a look at Jeremy Baker there. They have the remove the brace bandages there on the equipment change. And you got to look at the 8 crosscut Verzak Noy's got a lead from post 8 here tonight from Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis. Jay Noy's the trainer. His son Zach in the bike tonight. Tough post, but I just like how consistently pacing in 57 and change. Tough place to lead from. Countdown clock is in for race 12. Starter has the horses in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate and back upstairs for the race call. Here once again is Vance Cameron.
Get Home Terry, Wild River Coyote, Rosie's Mighty Mo, Julian I Am, Privilege, Bold and Bad, Dylan Sam, Crosscut. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Crosscut is going to be way back here at the start, and it's a staggered start here in the 12th. Going to the lead, that's Privilege. From the outside, second is Dylan Sam. Then third to the turn, Wild River Coyote. Dropping in to be fourth, Bold and Bad. Then the fifth one is Get Home Terry. Racing sixth, Rosie's Mighty Mo. Julian I Am is seventh, and that tardy start has Crosscut, the gapped out trailer. Arriving at the opening quarter, the 1-9 shot out in front. Privilege and David Dowling. Tracking second, that is Dylan Sam. Third at the rail, Wild River Coyote. 28 and 1 was the quarter. Bold and Bad around the Fanatic turn fourth. Fifth is Get Home Terry. Racing from sixth is Rosie's Mighty Mo with Julian I Am seventh, followed by the trailer, who is Crosscut. They're halfway home in the 12th, and the leader at the midway point, Privilege for Dowling. Tracking second, that's Dylan Sam. Continuing third, Wild River Coyote. 58 seconds flat was the half. Fourth around the turn is Bold and Bad. Then in fifth, that is Get Home Terry. On the outside, Rosie's Mighty Mo 6. Up the rail, Julian I Am is seventh. Crosscut is now 3 high. The trailer and Privilege opens by 3. Arriving at 3/4, now make it 4. All out in the 2-hole is Dylan Sam. Racing third on the outside, Bold and Bad. Fourth is Wild River Coyote. 1:27 and 4. The 3/4. Privilege is gonna make this one look easy by more than a half a dozen open lengths in the home stretch. Second, Dylan Sam. Bold and Bad third. But here is Privilege. David Dowling will triple up. Battle on here for the deuce. Bold and Bad was second. Get Home Terry closing up for third. And the time for the mile, 1:57.4.
All right, here's the stretch drive for you in race number 12 tonight. The Universal Media slow-mo for you. Privilege and Dowling, the lead from post 5 tonight, right off the wings here. And they posted fractions of 28 and 1. The half reached in 58, 1:27 and 4. Here's a little shoulder check through the stretch. They're going to get it done here at 1:57 and 4. It's the 5th win of the campaign for Privilege and Dowling as they team up here tonight, and they'll make their way to the Woodmere Standardbred Winner Circle next in the 12th.
Privilege on his way to the 12th race winner's circle. Pacing Brown Gelding, he's 9 by Sunshine Beach. From the American Ideal Dam, My American Telia. Owned by Renison Racing of Truro, Nova Scotia, and Robert Tate from Riverview, New Brunswick. Bred by Teo Racing of Florida. Trained by George Renison, David Dowling's third winner. He will triple up. And the veteran pacer scores his 40th lifetime victory on this night in Summerside, the mile 157-4. Privilege, win number 40. And Dowling gets his triple. Here's the official results from the 12th race. Get Home Terry 3rd. Wild River Coyote was 8th. Rosie's Mighty Mo 7th. Julian I Am was 6th. Privilege the race winner. Bold and Bad finished 2nd. Dylan Sam was 4th. Crosscut finished 5th. 28-1, 58. 127-4. The mile in 157-4. In review, 387, 612, 45. Privilege, Fade 210. The Exactor 5540, Triactor 367.50, and the Superfactor 183.83.
So welcome back to Summerside on this Tuesday night. We're working on the PI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Gold, presented by Kay's Wholesale, and that's coming up next. They're going for a purse of $16,000, so it should be a great race here. We're looking forward to that. We'll slide in the picks here, and Vance Online will be along with the Vance Cam and some of our top picks, which I think on the 5-horse field here, anyone has a chance to get up and grab a major share of the dough. Well, if you're looking for information on a regular basis and you want to get factual information, then you can follow us along on our social media channels, and there you have it right there. We're on Facebook. Of course, I'm talking about Red Shores here. You can get us on Facebook, on X, which is formerly Twitter, and on Instagram as well. We'll keep you posted with all the live information that you need in real time. And for any changes or anything that's coming up, make sure you get social with Red Shores and follow our platform. So let's roll in here with the picks. I really struggled with leaving the one and the two out of it as well, and thank goodness others have them in. But 5-3-4 is my combination here. Backstretch beat Nick 3, 1, and 5 for Nick Oakes, and the classifier's choice 3-5-4 along the bottom. We'll get from Vance Cameron here in a minute as we hit our top picks as the horses roll out of the paddock. And there's a shot from our Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam.
Thirteenth race, the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Gold, presented by Kay's Wholesaler. Howmack Charmer won, owned by Doug Williams of Guelph, Ontario, trained by Kyle Williams. Corey McPherson drives. Owned by Joe Baxter, Marion Stewart, Brian Ramsey, and the BMD Memorial Stable, trained by Joe Baxter. Kenny Murphy drives. 2, Little Leroy. Salisbury Ian is 3, owned by Red Oak Stables of Charlottetown, trained by Jamie Smith. Adam Murner. Brookdale Johnny, number 4, owned by Douglas and Doug Pauley of Amherst, Nova Scotia, trained by Phil Sizer. Tonight, David Dowling. 5, Malignity, owned by Debbie Francis, Roseanne Langell, and Chantel Langell. Paul Langell trains and drives. 5 minutes to post time. And Lee, you and I come up with our selections here in the Graduate Gold in race number 13. And again, we thank our friends at Results Marketing and Advertising for their continued presentation of the Vance Cam. And Lee, any one of these 5 can land in that Woodmere Standardbreds winner's circle. It doesn't get any tighter in a field of 5 here in the 13th on this Tuesday night at Summerside. I went to 5. Malignity had a good winning streak of 3. He's consistent there. If you look up and down the page, they all say 52 and change. I like 3, Salisbury Ian. With this horse, if he gets off the wings, he can go lot. I got to get him off the starting gate on a good foot. I got him in for the deuce. I used 2, Little Leroy, for 3rd, and if you play the super, I went to 4, Brookdale Johnny. But as I mentioned after the opener, any of the 5 can land in the winner's circle. Down to you, Lee, and your choices.
I agree with you 100%. Just before they come out of the paddock there, I said the same thing. I mean, any one of the 5 in here, they're going for 16,000. Now, we don't chat beforehand, and we have to put our picks in. I'm right along with you. I like the 5 Malignity for the very reason you do, is power pack field of 5, and I don't think that 5 hole is going to hurt him much. Playing with the Cup boys, he looked good, so I like him on top. Salisbury Ian, same thing, could easily be on top of the ticket here as well. I really love this horse. He won the Doer here last year, and he's just putting in some great miles in here. I think he's really going to be part of the mix here. Brookdale Johnny, I have him for 3rd. More wins than anyone else in the field. Has been right in the mix nearly every start, so I wouldn't overlook him. And again, if you're playing the super in here, I tossed it up between the 1 and the 2 with Little Leroy, and the dart landed on the 2. So that's the ticket for me as well. So good looking field here. Howmack Charmer off the rail here tonight. I really like McPherson in here at 6-1. That's a really good value in here. It's an excellent field. We look forward to it. And the showdown's coming up next in the gold for $16,000 here tonight in Summerside. So tracking along here on the 13th here tonight, and there's a look at the rail sitter Halmac Charmer here, 7-1 choice right now for McPherson and Williams as they're getting ready to team up here in the PI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Gold for $16,000, presented by Kay's Wholesale. And we really appreciate all the support from Kay's Wholesale in the last couple of years in this Graduate Series, which has been very, very popular here, not only with the horses, but also the mares, which is, we'll have more information on that that's coming up with JD Marine and diving as well. So Kay's Wholesaler in the action here tonight, sponsors this great event for $16,000 and a power pack field of 5. There's a look at the 2, Little Leroy and Murphy, who's already got 3 wins on the program tonight, coming out of the Joe Baxter barn here at 8-5 service. Really start of the late pick 4 here. That rain a little earlier tightened up the track there. The track has been in great shape. And we all need the rain, I know. We did get some. It really came down here earlier too, so nice to see it move out because we had a great card here tonight. Excellent miles, and we're expecting another one here. Take a look at that betting board. Countdown clock is in for the 13th. Field of 5 in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate, and here at the race call is Vance Cameron.
Halmac Charmer, Little Leroy, Salisbury, and Brookdale, Johnny, and Malignity. 13th, top of the stretch. Kay's Wholesaler presents the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Gold, $16,000 post time. Up and pacing, and Halmac Charmer is the first one out. Second into the turn, that's Little Leroy. Coming up from the outside, Brookdale Johnny goes third. Moving up fourth, Malignity. And Salisbury Ian along the inside. Got Fancy stepping there, and he's the trailer fifth. They're going to the quarter. Halmac Charmer's got some company coming. Malignity up and after the leader from the outside. Little Leroy third, then in fourth, Brookdale Johnny. And the trailer fifth, Salisbury Ian. The new leader now is Malignity for Paul Langell, 28 and won the opening quarter. That's Halmac Charmer who gave way for the 2-hole ride. Little Leroy will come out of the turn third. Fourth is Brookdale Johnny and Salisbury Ian, the trailer fifth. They approach the opening half mile. It's Malignity halfway home in the Graduate Gold. Racing second is Halmac Charmer. Third is Little Leroy. There goes Salisbury Ian. He's underway in the outside fourth, and now the trailer. That is Brookdale Johnny, 57 and 2 was the half mile. Over to the 5H pole, Malignity getting him there. Halmac Charmer tracking second. Salisbury Ian has now picked up third on the outside. Little Leroy rides the rail fourth, and on the outside, Brookdale Johnny fifth. They're at 3/4. Malignity has opened up by 2. Racing from second is Halmac Charmer. On the outside, Brookdale Johnny winding up on the outside third. 1:25 and 4 down at 3/4. 28 and 2 in the third. Down the stretch they come. Malignity there. Brookdale Johnny is coming on the outside. Deep stretch match now on the wire, and it's Malignity to triple up Paul Langell. Second is Brookdale Johnny. Salzbrook Ian rallied in third. Time for the mile tonight in 1:54.3.
Well, you're going to sit up when you're going for 16,000 tonight. Now, power pack field, as we said, but it was Malignity who called all the shots here. As Langell made sure of that. 28-1, 57-2. They stepped it up again, 3/4 in 125-4. And here they are coming through the stretch. They're going to hold off a late challenge here from Brookdale Johnny on the outside, but it's not going to be enough. Langell looks over. They got it in the bank here. Malignity with the fourth win of the campaign from 9 starts. They get it done in the gold fashion here tonight, 154-3. We'll see Malignity and Langell next in the Woodmere Standardbridge Winner Circle for the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Gold. Next.
With this win tonight in the Graduate Gold, Malignity goes over $200,000 in career earnings, and all of it maritime money. He's had an incredible career. He's only 5, and he goes to the Woodmere Standardbridge Winners Circle here in the 13th. Malignity facing Black Gelding, the 5-year-old son of Malicious off the Royal Majesty Dam Lady Kellyanne. Home of Debbie Francis, Roseanne, and Chantel Langell, bred by Gary McPherson of PEI. Paul Langell training and drive. Paul's third winner. He triples up. Time for the mile tonight, 1:54.3. Malignity in the PEI Colt Stakes Graduate Series Gold, presented by Kay's Wholesaler, with the Winner's Circle presentation. Malignity, now the winner of $200,000 in purse money. Paul Langell triples up. Now the official results in the 13th, Hamac Charmer 4th, Little Leroy 5th, Salzbrook Ian 3rd, Brookdale Johnny was 2nd, Malignity was the race winner, 28-1, 57-2, 125-4, and the mile in 154-3. In review, it's 4-5-3-1. Malignity paid $360. The exactor $10, triactor $33.80, and the superfactor was $760. 14th race on the track for Post Parade. Here on Earth, number 1, owned by Jared and James Perot of Stratford, trained by Jared Perot. Corey McPherson drives. Twisted Joke 2 on the Ultimate Stable, Greater Lakeburn, New Brunswick, trained by Sir Floyd Melanson, Kenny Murphy. Almost Amos 3 on the Darla McCachran of Summerside, Zoe McCachran of O'Leary, trained by Dwayne McCachran, Brody McPhee. James Rains 4, owned, trained, and driven by Jacob Sweet of O'Leary. 5, Mr. William, on with Suzanne McKagan and Mike James, trained by Blaine McKenna, Ryan DeRoche. Dilicious, number 6, owned by Daryl and Gordon McLean, Stephen Downey, and Wade Piccone. Daryl McLean trains and drives. Brookdale Thomas, number 7, owned by Douglas and Doug Pauley of Amherst, Nova Scotia, trained by Phil Sizer, Paul Langell. Sword from the Stone wears number 8, owned by Blair Sweet of Coleman, Gordy McCollum of Brackley Beach, trained by Donald Sweet, Miles Heffernan. Owned and trained by Ralph Sweet of Valeri, driven by David Dowling, number 9, Hands Off, Nose In. 2 minutes to post time. For post time, race replays and more, go to the players portal at Redshores.ca.
Yeah, all the action on the Players Portal here tonight. And if you're looking at race number 14, you're looking for value, well, you're going to find lots of it in here, as you get an action-packed field of 9 and some good prices. This is Hands Off, Nose In. It's interesting, when I saw the name on this, it always reminded me of an old board of directors saying between the business and the day-to-day operations. So anyway, going to have to stick handle here. Dowling's been having a great night, though, at the office here. But I like his chances. Winner of the last start, to keep rolling it in front of him. He can really close as well. So you're going to get the value on that from the 9 here tonight. 42 to 1. Here's a look at Here on Earth for Jared and James Perot out of Stratford. Jared is the trainer, Corey McPherson will do the driving here tonight. And it's always tough when you get young horses up against aged horses as well, but comes in off the rail here tonight with this 3-year-old colt by Bet the Moon. And he and Delicious, the youngest in the field here, but had some impressive miles and times. And so 11 to 1 service right now on the rail sitter here tonight as we're getting ready to go for the 14th in Summerside. Really loved that closing quarter last time out there too. 27-4, stopped the clock in 57-4 in Charlottetown on the 16th. Gold Cup night. We talked a little earlier about the nomination deadline coming up for the families with Atlantic Breeders' Crown, and the McLean family. They've had some great horses over the years, and they were the family that were honored last year in Prince Edward Island. That deadline coming up on Monday, September the 8th. That's sent out by the host committee, and there is Daryl McLean right now with Dilicious here. Daryl and Gordon McLean and Stephen Downey, Wade Piccone. Daryl is the trainer as well. I'm sure Scott McLean, the assistant trainer, is watching here tonight as well. as they're getting ready to go in race number 14 here tonight. So, field of 9. Even money choice right now on 3, Almost Amos and McPhee for Dwayne McCachran. 4 to 5 on the 2, Twisted Joke with Ken Murphy. Sephiroth Melanson. Countdown clock is in for the 14th. As Race Day Live continues from Summerside, the horses in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Back upstairs to the call with Vance Cameron.
Here on Earth, Twisted Joke, Almost Amos, James Raines, Mr. William. Delicious, Brookdale Thomas, Sword from the Stone is outside. And the trailer this time around, Hands Off, Nose In, top of the stretch. Approaching a start. Rough and pacing, Twisted Joke got the first call along the rail here on Earth. Joining them on the outside is Almost Amos. Hands Off, Nose In. Follows through around the turn. 3 high and racing 5th. Delicious. Then in 6 is James Raines racing from 7th as they turn to the backstretch and go to the opening quarter. Mr. William. 8th one now along the inside. That is Sword from the Stone and the trailer. Brookdale Thomas straight alignment, a field of 9 here by the quarter mile. Almost Amos now the leader for Brody McPhee. A solid opener. 28 and a 1. Tracking second here on Earth. Around the turn, Twisted Joke third. Delicious. He dropped in 4th. Racing from 5th as they move towards that opening half mile. And on the point at the midway point, that's Almost Amos. 2-hole ride here on Earth. That in third, Twisted Joke. Hands Off, Nose In, underway to pick up 4th. Delicious 5th. Then James Raines is 6th. Racing 7th, Mr. William. From the outside 8th. That's Sword from the Stone. And Brookdale Thomas is 9th. 58 seconds flat for an opening half mile. They're on the back stretch for second and final time. 3 quarters coming next. Almost Amos the leader. Racing from second is here on Earth. Third at the rail is Twisted Joke. Hands Off, Nose In is there on the outside 4th. 3 quarters tripped in 1. 28 and 4. They round the top turn for the final time. 1/8 of a mile out. Almost Amos trying to see it through. Coming to the outside. Here on Earth for the stretch drive. And they're in deep. Stretch now. And Almost Amos on the line will get there. Up the inside second, Twisted Joke. Delicious might have got the third prize. Time for the mile in 1:58.30.
Okay, the Universal Media slow-mo for you in race number 14 tonight in Summerside. And Almost Amos and McPhee, they were serious right from the start, sent off at even money. They rolled through fractions of 28 and 1, 58 seconds flat at the halfway mark, 1:28 and 4, flash to 3 quarters. And they're going to fend off Twisted Joke here in deep stretch here to get up and get it done. Stopping the timer at 1:58 and 3. Almost Amos and McPhee for McCachran. They get their 4th win of the campaign, and they're going to make their way next to the Woodmere Standardbred Winner's Circle.
Almost Amos makes his way to the 14th race winner's circle. Bay Pacing gelding, the 4-year-old son of All Bets Off, is off the Western Ideal Dam. Gotta love her. On Medella McCachran of Summerside and Zoe McCachran of Valeri, bred by Brad Wilson of Kamalaki, Ontario. Trained by Wayne McCachran, Brody McPhee picks up his second winner for the double. Time for the mile in 1:58 and 3. Almost Amos and the Brody McPhee double in the 14th. Now, the official results in the 14th, Here on Earth was 5th, Twisted Joke 2nd, Almost Amos the winner, James Rain 7th, Mr. William finished 9th, Dilicious was 3rd, Brookdale Thomas 4th, Sword from the Stone was 6th, Hands Off Nose In finished 8th. They went 28 and 1, 58, 128 and 4, and the mile in 158 and 3. In review, it's 5-2-1, 7-9-3, 4-6-8. Almost Amos 410. The exactor 1720, triactor $75, superfecta 60.89. Redland Miss Pretty on the 15th race parade, owned by Brian McGregor, Rebecca Blaisdell, and Howard Anderson, trained by Kyle Williams. Paul Langell drives. Number 2, Manterio, David Dowling, training and driving for owner Jennifer Ritchie, Kingston, New Brunswick. Owned by Windermere Farms of Springvale, trained by Earl Watts. Adam Murner drives 3, Starship Glide. Rose Run X-Con, the 4, owned by JD Racing Incorporated of Cornwall, trained by Nick Oakes. Tonight, Corey McPherson. Sobble Attack, number 5, owned by Paul Bigger of Tyne Valley and Don Callback of Summerside. Paul does the training, driven by Kenny Murphy. 4 minutes to post time. Back to Lee Drake with another new on-track promotion called Grand in Your Hand, plus the family's deadline with the Atlantic Breeders' Crown.
That's right, fans. And I mentioned a little earlier, we're working on another new promotion here. It's going to start September the 9th. It's called Grand in Your Hand, and you sign those back of the non-winning tickets, and they become a second chance draw for a chance to win $1,000. So we'll do it in September, and then we'll do it again in October. So watch for Grand in Your Hand. It's new this year, and it's exclusive to on-track players at Red Shores and Summerside. Now, I mentioned the nomination deadline for the families for the Atlantic Breeders' Crown, which, as you know, is coming up October 11th and 12th. And that nomination deadline that was released today will be Monday, September the 8th, and families from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. So the host committee releasing some of the details on that today for their long-term contribution to the industry, recognizing the Atlantic harness racing families this year. Okay, so we're working on the 15th here tonight in Summerside, and we're back out on the track here right now. There's the look at the 2. This is Manterio coming into action here tonight. David Dowling driving and training tonight for Jennifer Ritchie out of Kingston, New Brunswick. Dowling with great night here in the office on this long program here tonight, and multiple trips to the winner's circle. He's got another chance to go in here as well here tonight. Last start out here in the 19th in Summerside. Left from post 5, was a race winner in 55 and 3, close to home in 29 seconds flat. Start before that was 6th by 8 in 55 and 1, but comes into it with 4 wins, 5 seconds, and a show spot out of 19 starts this year. Betting public's all over Manterio here at 5-2 with Dowling in the 15th. Another power pack field of 5 here as we're getting ready to go. There's a look at Sobble Attack for Kenny Murphy tonight. Also has got a driving triple on the program. Going to be doing the driving for trainer Paul Bigger here tonight. The Donald Callbeck, his co-owner, getting into play here tonight. Always seems to be in the mix, this horse. One of those horses you really can't leave off your ticket here as well. It trips in 55-1, finished second by 3/4 of a length there. Back in the 19th here in Summerside and preferred 2. Level there against Brookdale Johnny, who took it that day, and then Hallmark Charmer finished third. Murphy in the bike there was second before that as well. Only missed by a length in 55-2. So got a lead from post 5 here tonight. 8-1 is a good price, and Soluble Attack is getting ready to go to gate. Got the 4 in the mix here too. Rose Run X-Con coming back into action tonight for trainer Nick Oakes and JD Racing Inc. of Cornwall. Corey McPherson gets a call to do the driving here tonight. Coming into action here. Was a winner start before the last one there in 55-1. Closed it out in 29-2. Coming back into action here tonight. Gets post 4. Bettors all over this guy at 1-2. Good looking field for the 15th. They're in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Back upstairs for the race call with Vance Cameron.
Redland Miss Pretty, Manterio, Starship Glide, Rose Run X-Con, and Sobble Attack are at the top of the stretch. Approaching a start. Often pacing, Redland Miss Pretty will lead them out. They're headed for a program start. Second is Manterio. Third one, Starship Glide, followed by Rose Run X-Con, and the trailer, Sobble Attack. Up the backstretch they go, and they're led to the quarter by Redland Miss Pretty. For Paul Langell, she's open by 3. Second along the rail, that's Manterio, racing from third, Starship Glide. Fourth is Rose Run X-Con, and Sobble Attack, he trails in the early going, passing on the quarter, led by Redland Miss Pretty in 28 seconds flat. Around the paddock turn they go. Redland Miss Pretty the leader, tightening in second, Manterio. Third is Starship Glide. Rose Run X-Con comes out of the turn fourth. Sobble Attack continuing to trail. They arrive at the half-mile next, and Redland Miss Pretty has a 2-length lead at the half. Second, that is Manterio. On the move in the outside third, Rose Run X-Con underway. Fourth up the rail is Starship Glide. On the outside, Sobble Attack is fifth, 57-1 for a half a mile. Redland Miss Pretty continuing to roll along with that 2-length lead, going to 3/4. Manterio is second. On the outside third, Rose Run X-Con. On the cones fourth, Starship Glide, and on the outside the trailer, but not out of it, Sobble Attack, the 3/4 in 1:26 flat. Eighth of a mile left to go. Redland Miss Pretty trying to take them all the way. Manterio, a textbook 2-hole ride. Third along the inside, Starship Glide. Deep stretch now. Here is Manterio and the Dowling Grand Slam. Up for second, Starship Glide. Redland Miss Pretty held third. Time for the mile, 1:55 flat.
All right, let's have a look at the stretch drive here for you. The Universal Media slow-mo for you. It was Redland Miss Pretty who did all the road work here, laying down fractions at 28, 57-1, 126 as they flash by the 3/4. And here they are in deep stretch now. It is Manterio and Dowling. They're going to come off the back of the pace setter there. Stop the timer at 1:55 to get up to nail it here in race number 15. Fifth win of the campaign for Manterio. Dowling, it's a grand slam here tonight. We'll see them next in the Woodmere Standardbred Winner Circle.
Manterio goes to the Woodmere Standardbred Winners Circle here in the 15th. Bay facing gelding 9 by Sports Rider off the Rock and Roll Hanover Dam. Rock and Roll Wishes. Owned by Jennifer Ritchie of Kingston, New Brunswick. Bred by the Windback Farm. David Dowling trains and drives. David's fourth winner as he gets the Grand Slam on this Tuesday night. The mile's in 1:55. Manterio and the Dowling Grand Slam in the 15th. Now the official results in the 15th. Red Lamb is pretty third. Manterio the winner. Starship Glide was second. Rose Run X-Con fifth. Sobble Attack fourth. Fractions of 28. 57 and 1. 126. And the mile 155. In review 312. 54. Manterio paid $490. The exactor 35.40, triactor 73.40, superfecta carryover. 16th race on parade. Instant Shadow 1 over the Ultimate Stable, and Don Hubbard of Greater Lakeburn, New Brunswick, trained by Zifoy Melanson. Wayne Hubbard drives. Hunger Pangs 2 owned by Suzanne McKeegan of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia, trained by Blaine McKenna, Corey McPherson. JK Express 3 owned by James Perot of Stratford, trained by Jarrett Perot, Brady Sweetup. Bet him again, number 4, Kenny Murphy drives for owner-trainer Donna Van Meer, Mount Herbert. J.J. Patrick, number 5, owned by Mark Glenn and Rick Armstrong of Summerside. Rick does the training, driven by John Davidson. Acrobat Hanover, number 6, Taylor Doyle trains and drives for owner Robin Lajeunesse, Summerside. 7 is Fout, owned by Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, trained by Jay Noy. Zach Noy drives. Brookdale J. Mack, number 8, owned by Douglas and Doug Pauley of Amherst, Nova Scotia, trained by Phil Sizer, Paul Langell. 9, Melody Maker, Ryan DeRoss driving for owner-trainer Greg McGinnis, Tyne Valley. 4 minutes to post time. Our next card of live racing comes up Thursday night at Redshores, Charlottetown. Post time is 6 p.m. Lee Drake has his Super High 5 ticket to wrap up Tuesday night in Summerside. And Mr. Drake, mighty happy to have you aboard here at the Prince County Oval on this Tuesday. Been a great night.
Thanks very much, Vance. Always a pleasure to work with you. I don't have the opportunity as much anymore to do a full race broadcast, but when you might as well pick one, you might as well pick one with 16 races in it. Vance Cameron, his Super High 5 here. Always a pleasure to work with you. 4, 2, 9, 3, and 5. I'm working on a sequence here of 4, 2, 3, 5, and 7. So always tough to get the Super High 5s. And it's a good-looking field of 9 here as we're getting ready to go on an action-packed night as well. Congratulations to all the winners tonight in the Graduate Series. And yeah, we'll cycle through the field here and pick up some of the action here on race number 16 tonight from Red Shores and Summerside. Horses getting ready to go here for race number 16. Tonight we have one equipment change on the 1 Instant Shadow. It's blind to open and adds cheek rolls to the equipment card here tonight. Is getting ready to close out on Tuesday night in Summerside. We do appreciate all your business tonight. Wherever you may be, whether you're on track, playing from home through HPI, or any one of our off-track partners. We do appreciate your business. Countdown clock is in for the 16th. The starter calls the horses in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron, always a pleasure to work with you. Great card here tonight in Summerside. Up to you for the call.
Thanks, Lee, and you have a safe trip homeward. They're lined up here in the 16th. Instant Shadow, Hunger Pains, JK Express, bet 'em again. JJ Patrick, Acrobat, Hanover, Feld, Brookdale, J Mac, in back Melody Maker. Here they come. It's the Tuesday night Super High 5 finale, and it's post time. The rough and pacing, bet 'em again, shooting out to the lead. Hunger Pains is second. From the outside for third, JK Express. Into the turn and coming up fourth from the outside, that'll be Melody Maker. Instant Shadow got away fifth, JJ Patrick sixth. On the outside, Feld is seventh. Then racing eighth, Acrobat Hanover. And ninth, Brookdale J Mac. Along the back stretch, bet 'em again, lead. Now up on the outside, and here's one to take over, and that one is Melody Maker, and Ryan DeRoche 28 and 1 was the quarter. Long shot leader in here. That's Melody Maker racing from second towards that rail. They move towards the half mile, bet 'em again. Then in third, that is JK Express. Fourth is Hunger Pangs. On the outside, Feld is moving up fifth. Instant Shadow sixth. Acrobat Hanover seventh. Back to eighth. That JJ Patrick, and the trailer ninth. Brookdale J Mac 57 and 2 for a half a mile at the 5H pole. That's Melody Maker, the leader. Bet 'em again on his back second, racing from third. JK Express, Hunger Pangs fourth. Felt from the outside is stalled fifth. At the rail, Instant Shadow is sixth, with Acrobat Hanover 7, JJ Patrick 8, Brookdale J Mac is 9. 3/4 in the books. 1:27 and 1 as they round the top turn for the final time. There's an eighth of a mile left to go. Melody Maker at the rail. Here's bet 'em again now on the outside for the stretch drive. JK Express up the inside third. Oh, we've got a super high 5. Shocker! Melody Maker gets it in the nightcap. Bet 'em again was second. Third goes to JK Express. Time for the mile in 1:57 and 1.
All right, here's a look at the Universal Media slow-mo for you in the finale here tonight in Summerside, and it's Melody Maker. Sent off at 3-1 odds here tonight. Ryan DeRoche in the bike. Fractions of 28 and 1, 57 and 2, 127 and 1. As you can see them fan out here through the stretch, right down to the wire. He's going to get it done. Melody Maker, third win of the campaign from 14 starts tonight. It's DeRoche for McGuinness. And we'll see them next in the Woodmere Standardbred Winner Circle here in Summerside.
The judge's inquiry involves the number 9 horse Melody Maker and a possible pylon violation. And I must apologize, folks. I was looking at the odds on the 8, calling the 9 the long shot leader. Oh, it's been a long night. But we do have an inquiry here in race number 16. Possible pylon violation by number 9, Melody Maker. Results of the 9th race inquiry, no violations. There's Melody Maker on his way to the 16th race winner's circle. Bay pacing gelding, he's 7, but he's watching from the Camel Luck Dam, Ashley's Luck. Owned and trained by Greg McGinnis of Time Valley, bred by Nirko Soligovich and Craig Bars of Ontario. Ryan DeRage is in the driver's seat. Ryan has the driving double. Greg McGinnis has a training double on this night. 157 and 1. Time for the mile. Melody Maker in the Super High 5. Now the official results in the 16th, Instant Shadow was 6, Hunger Pangs 4th, JK Express 3rd, Better Again 2nd, JJ Patrick was 5th, Acrobat Hanover finished 8th, Felt was 9th, Brookdale J. Max 7th, Melody Maker was the race winner, 28 and 1, 57 and 2, 127 and 1, and the mile in 157 and 1. In review, 643 258 971. Melody Maker paid $870. The exactor was $31.50. The triactor $189.10. The late daily double paid $56.50, and that super high 5 has yet to be posted. This will wrap up our live presentation on this Tuesday night here in Summerside. Tonight's par mutual handle went $64,718. Ladies and gentlemen, from up top of the Summerside Raceway, thanking you for joining us. This is Vance Cameron, bidding you a safe journey home.